Are we all? Let me know when you guys are in here. Good to see you. Welcome to the first trading day of the week, in my opinion. Yesterday was a bit hectic. We're going to talk about that. But what I want to do is I actually want to watch this price action that's happening right now with you live before I get into my thoughts, because Bitcoin is entering a critical sell zone as we speak. So jump in and say hello when you are here. Leave me a comment in the chat there, and welcome to everyone who is new, and also welcome back to everyone who has been here before. Be sure to smash up that like button, hit subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Excuse me. Let's get this video around the internet nice and early so that more people can watch it whilst we're actually live. It's really important for day trading, especially because you need to catch that information as it's happening. What's up, Jason? BTC is pumping. That is why I want to watch this live with you. Who else have we got here? Robert, how you doing? Special shout out to all of you guys I saw earlier in the chat who are on the other side of the world, staying up past midnight to watch this. That is such an honor, and just big shout out to you guys. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate your support. Annie Cakes, is that my new name, is it? So yes, I want to watch this. We know that we're in the dead gap zone, but we are entering this critical sell zone right now. So just want to see what happens here. Also, just very interesting to note that, I don't know if my chart's inverted, but we're supposed to be crashing, guys. So I'm not really sure what's going on here. I did a quick scan of YouTube this morning and every title was like massive crash coming. I don't know why my candles are green. If anyone can explain that to me, you and I will be the first to know. So let's watch what's going on here. The reason that I have this zone here marked out is from the trading light heat map orders. We're about to come into this 1.7K at 19,400. We're at 19,330 right now. So there may be a little bit of a pullback if we can get up there. What we need to see, however, is it going to be a pullback or a rejection, or potentially set the high of the day? But that range of sells between 19.4 and about, what have we got, 19.8. So we've got about a $400 range of sells, but the highest amount is at that lower number. So it's at 19.4. So if we can push through that, let's say 19.4 to 19.5, we're going to be pretty good, I would say, for the day. Also, I don't see too many longs below price, which would have me believe if we get up into that zone, that we won't have a huge rejection. We do have people wanting to buy at 18,900, but in order to get down there, we'll need to, first push up, then have a pullback, create a higher low at that area that fills these orders, then we move out to the upside. So this is looking good. Have a look here. This is looking good as well. These are only the high orders that come through. That's the way that I've set it. These are filled orders and they're all green. The delta here, so the last column that we're looking at in this row right here, is all green. However, caution, and I say this on every video, we are currently in the dead gap zone. So we could be being manipulated right now. And that's why we need to wait for Asia to open to see what's actually going on. Evan the Evolve says, it's a bull run, 100x leverage the house. Is that financial advice? From Bristol, UK. What time is it over there? It's crazy. I usually wake up at 11 a.m. Does it count that I woke up early to see your video? That counts. That counts, and I appreciate it. If you hit Alt-I, BTC is crashing. Very true. Liquidity area at 19.4. Yes, that's in the heat map. This movement is called the MMRCU. Oh, Mark, I'm not going to read the rest of that. So yeah, this is what we want to wait to get into very soon, hopefully. But at the end of the day, let's talk about the formation, because whilst we're waiting for that to happen, it was very, very tricky. I actually took a chance on this over the weekend because I was watching the price action over the weekend, see how they held us sideways for basically the whole weekend. Let me try and mark this out to make it really clear for you. So the weekend started at the end of this zone here. So we'll go from here into here. Let me just edit this. Right, so we were basically, hang on, I don't want to show that. 1 second. So we were basically here in this area of interest for an entire weekend, going sideways with not much happening. And what I noticed was, the question is, when price goes sideways, who is the market maker trying to induce? So what I noticed throughout the entire weekend was price was spiking to the downside. That means that the market maker was trying to induce retail traders to open short positions over the weekend. And you'll notice that social media was extremely bearish, and a lot of media as well, normal media, was extremely bearish. And so that made me suspicious. Now, as you guys know, if you've been watching this channel for a while, we're always aware of fake move Sunday, Monday. So anytime around 5 p.m. New York on Sunday, which can be Monday if you're on this side of the world, excuse me, any time around that is when you start to look for the fake move. And so since I had noticed that a lot of shorts were being induced over the weekend, I kind of had a feeling that the fake move would be a spike down before we move to the upside. Even though we are in the bearish moon phase, and also, social media was extremely bearish, I was like, this is just a little bit too obvious. Now, the thing about the bearish moon phase is that you usually have a rally into it and then a sell-off out of it. So that kind of made me think as well that there was a possibility that Monday was going to be a fake move to the upside. And at the time, happened to notice that there was many orders here in this range. And also, I actually did a TikTok about this. I'm not sure if you guys follow me on TikTok, but I did a TikTok talking about how there were a lot of people talking about a symmetrical triangle or a ascending triangle type pattern. I think was it here? Yeah, it was on a 1 hour time frame, but basically that. And I thought, now that I'd seen so many buy orders in this zone, I thought it just made sense to me that they would come down. I don't think I've drawn that triangle right, by the way, but let's just keep going. But it made sense to me that they would break down into that zone and then actually shoot out to the upside, because a break of a symmetrical triangle is like triggers breakout traders, right? So I just put limit orders in here and had this area here as my stop loss and took a chance on it. So I am currently long. It was a high risk trade, but so far so good. And then when this happened yesterday, I was like, I don't know, it's probably not going to go well. But at the end of the day, this did not come back to my entry, so I stayed in. So far so good. What I want to do is zoom out. No, let's zoom out to the 1 hour, because I know it doesn't make sense for us to go up with, everything that's going on in the world, but we're going up. So we have to trade what we see. So there's a part of me, was it the 1 hour or the 4 hour? Let's just have a look at this. I need more BTC. How much do you hold? None of your business, man. So there's a part of me that thinks after this, on the 4 hour time frame, after this whole move here, that this area here is a potential W right here, and then this was a retracement, and then now we're sort of heading up into level 2. But that's very, very dependent on us breaking these higher levels that I spoke about earlier. The caution to that, however, is when I look at the 1 hour time frame, what I think it's possible until we break this sell order zone is that this here is let me mark it out properly, I'm being lazy. This here is a potential W, right? This here is the retracement. This here is a retail rise, which we know happens at level 2. This here is a retracement, and this here is 3. Because what you have to remember about the formation is that it does not have to increase in price. So are we running the formation in a sideways overall accumulation zone. That is a big thing to think about as well. So I'm not making assumptions that because the 15-minute gave us a W that we have more upside. I'm happy to stay in my long for now, but I really, really need to see it break through these sell orders up here in order for me to believe that this W, let me just, actually I'll do it on the 15 minutes so it's clear. One second. This W is part of the Monday daily setup is going to lead to further rises. So again, here, this could have been 1 retracement, 2 retracement. We're in 3 right now. So yeah, this is a critical zone here. It could absolutely fall over just as easily. So from where it is now, if I was day trading 15-minute time frame, I want to see how Asia opens. I want to see if the initial high of the day is already set by the dead gap zone, which it could be. And we know that if price does not holds at this level for the next 90 minutes, then we'll assume that the initial high of the day is in. And at that point in time, start looking for M formations because it is possible that this was a sideways 3-level rise. So that's it. If it's not, if we're going to continue to the upside, we'll continue creating higher lows and we'll eventually punch through this sell zone right here. So remember here what I said to you with the heat maps here, this highest level. See how now it's 1.1? A lot of them would have got filled just then on that wick. So you got to remember that if you got a really high level of short orders above price, and we enter into that zone and a lot of them get filled, it is going to cause that initial sell-off. So don't panic at a magenta colored candle. At the end of the day, it's not moving at that much speed. You have to wait and see how it closes. And if it fully engulfs the previous candle, that's when you'd start looking for M formations. But for now, when you see it fighting back like that, see how throughout the live candle, you can see the bottom wick trying to form as well. This is just orders getting filled in that zone. It's not necessarily coming down from here. So yeah, don't panic on this current candle. I believe, we still have 2 minutes until Asia even opens. So yeah, highly manipulative area. Now, there was something else. While we're waiting for that, no, I'll show you that in a second, but let's have a look at this. So we do have, wow, look, we got that spike right there just on price moving out. So we're at 3.6 billion, not huge. But what I find interesting about this chart is how white it is. So there's not a lot of commitment right now. This level here seems like a level that it just makes sense that they would come for. That's sitting at around 19,400, which lines up with those short orders that we saw. So that's a high spike of current open positions that will be liquidated if we get around 19,400. And that's where we just saw the sell orders in trading light. So yeah, it's possible that they have issued that fake move in the morning to the upside during the dead gap zone just to take those out. And then we potentially reverse. That's what you need to watch for today in Asia price action. Or they also have all of this available up here if they want to. And let's see if we can get it to highlight. It's sometimes very difficult. We cannot, so we won't worry about that. Oh, hang on, is that because I moved it back? No, this takes forever, so don't worry about that. But let's have a look at this one. The highest is 20,001. Now, what I want to show you that is actually more interesting than this chart is the heat map chart, because what this heat map is telling me is that we're basically stuck in a range where there is high liquidity both sides of price. So do XRP pumping to $23? One day. But yes, we have this high level of liquidity both sides of price. When you really zoom out, you can see for a fair period of time, more than 10 days now, we really have just been stuck in a range. But what I want to talk about is this green area up here, which is at 20,500. And then this yellow zone down here, which is at 18,000. So on a higher level, 18,000 to 20,500 is just our range that we're playing with right now. You can day trade, scalp that. I mean, that's what we're doing right now. But until we break out or below one of those, we're in nothing other than a range. And it's possible that in that range, they're going to spike up to these levels because there's liquidity there to take out at a high amount. And at that level alone, so at 20,500, they'll take out 12.67 billion, not to mention all of the ones along the way that they take out as well. So we're talking billions and billions of dollars on the way up to 20.5. But below is bright yellow, which is the highest level. So we've got 22 billion sitting at $18,000 just in that level. Again, not to mention everything else they'll take out on the way down there. But the thing that's kind of got me about this is that when you then look beyond those two levels, we've got another really high level here at 16K and then another really high level at 15.4. So even if we do have a move to the upside, that we like what we're currently experiencing, if that move, maybe not this one, but at some point in time, if that move happens to get us anywhere to around the 20.5 region, I would definitely say look for rejection there, because we may then be coming down to these really low levels next, and that's going to be a very juicy swing trade. So again, not saying that that we're going to get to 20.5, but what I am kind of saying is that I would be looking to short any move up. So it's fine to long them as well. Bag flip, we're a big fan of bag flipping at TTC. We love to long our W's and bag flip our M's and short them down the other way. But that's going to lead to a very, very good short, in my opinion, if, you can identify when pushes to the upside are running out of steam and about to turn back the other way. BTC is not from this planet. It's another dimension. That's very true. So I'm reading these comments. They're throwing me off track and making me laugh. You guys are funny. So anyway, I want to point that out because it just doesn't make sense to leave all of this behind and to never come back to it. And, I don't think any of this is anything to be scared of as long as you can be prepared. So that could be very long term as well. I'm not saying that this week thing. It could take weeks or months to come for that liquidity, but just know it's there. And on this channel, I will keep track of it because, again, this will disappear if people close positions. So we do need to keep track of things like this. And the other thing that I wanted to show you, which made me very suspicious, was when we look at the heat maps, I was zooming out today and I was like, what is this up here? So we've got this level up here at 22,750, which has been there for, this thing reacts so damn fast to your mouse. How do I do this slower? Here we go. It's been there since the 13th of September, since we had that, what was this event? This was, I think it's CPI, one of them. But this has been sitting here for a while. Now, that can be a fake order designed to trick people to believe that we're going up there. So it's definitely something to keep an eye on, but it's there. And therefore, that then made me go and have a look at what is going on down below, which is a lot scarier. So when I zoom out on these levels, let's just have a look at what people are thinking right now. We're going to just pay attention to the 1K orders. So we've got 1K at 14,750, 14,000, 13,000, 12,000. Notice how they're all round numbers, 11, 10, and then it gets a little bit closer here between 9 to 8,500. But then look at this, between 7,400 to 8,000. That's very scary. But the problem with this is futures. So I don't really quite understand the logic here of placing your orders on futures that low using leverage, because obviously these people are expecting a flash crash, right? But how do you set your stop loss on a flash crash? And how have you set your leverage? And how do you know that, your order, let's just say your order's here, it gets picked up, but it continues down to here and you just get liquidated immediately, then it actually goes in the direction that you want. So I find this to be very, very strange that I'm seeing these orders down here, which prompted me to then go and have a look at the spot orders, because spot orders is a bit different. You don't get liquidated because you don't have leverage, and you're basically just buying for the future. So on the spot chart, I noticed up here that we have, large amount of sells at 21,800. Again, like, why are those orders up there, right? However, when we scroll down, let's have a look at the spot orders here. So we've got 18,000, that makes sense, 16, 15, and 14. And then as we move further down, 12 and 10K. And then we don't really have too much. We do have this one here at 7,500, which is kind of growing. So, this is very much, I don't know. These orders are very large. I'd love to know your thoughts on what you think all of this is. But so definitely leave me a comment. Let me know what you think this is. But these are large orders. So it's not like mum and dad has gone and put, I'll buy 0.1 Bitcoin at 7,500. Like, that's not going to show up on this chart. These are big. So yeah, that's just a little bit scary, and I wanted to point it out. Is it a hint that we may have a fake move to the upside and then have a massive flash crash? Or is it just really, really hopeful retail traders with a lot of money just randomly putting in buy orders, hoping that, they're going to get a fill? We have to wait and see. But interesting that it's there, so I just wanted to point that out. Now, let's have a look at the markets overall now that we have just opened for the day. So again, looking at the 4-hour time frame, it really, really is clear that we're just in a range when you look on a higher time frame on Bitcoin and also Ethereum. Ethereum's coming up to a critical level, actually. Let's expand this one. It's coming up to a critical level on a higher time frame, which is good, and that is what we can see here is AW very clearly on Ethereum on a higher time frame, but it's got to get above this 1350 because that's the 50 EMA on the 4 hour. So if there is more upside in ETH, it's got to get above 1350, retest it. Then we would be aiming to go somewhere near the 200 EMA, but I would mark out this candle here as the kind of target. So around 1440, but it's this candle's only oh my lord, my math, 40 minutes. We're only 40 minutes into this candle right here. So it's definitely got a lot of work to do, but that's looking good. Now, the thing is, if it cannot break that level, it's just as equal that the W fails from here. So yeah, definitely want to see ETH break that level if there is going to be more upside for the week. The S&P and the NASDAQ are right now in a previous vector zone. So I'm looking at this chart here and also this one. Both of them are right now in a previous vector zone. And what I do like about NASDAQ is that it seems to have settled and found support for now. But what I want to see is it move out of this zone and push out to the upside and cross the 10 and 20 EMA. If it does that, we're probably going to have more upside for Bitcoin short term, and we're going to be good. With S&P, it's not looking as good to me as NASDAQ is because these two candles here are a lower low compared to that wick, whereas on NASDAQ, it's a higher low. So same for NASDAQ. I really want to see it hold this level and then push out above the 10 and 20 EMA on the 4-hour time frame. And if it can do all of that, I'm going to feel safer in my Bitcoin long position. So this is what I'm watching. I kind of like where they are, but this has to be their pivot point if there's going to be more upside in Bitcoin. If they don't do that, if they, continue down, if they break below these two box zones that I have, so that's 11,088 for NASDAQ, and it is 3636 for S&P. If it breaks below those, Bitcoin's probably going to come down as well. The Dixie, I think I had this conversation in the community the other day where I said, anytime Dixie turns red, I'm not paying attention. Let's just zoom out and I'll tell you why. Udo Momento, because there's a lot more. Yes, here Yeah, so anytime Dixie prints a red candle, everybody, just because it's so like crazy right now, like Dixie looks like Bitcoin's bull run, but just because it's so crazy right now, every time it prints a red candle or an M formation, people think the run is over and everyone's trying to pick the top of Dixie and the run being over and then everything is fine. In my opinion, when you zoom out and have a look at this whole trend, in the beginning, it held, this is the 4 hour time frame, it held the 800 EMA many times down here, and has held support, and we haven't come back to it since the 14th of Jan. Since then, we've been holding the 200 EMA, so the yellow one. We've been holding the 200 EMA the entire time. A couple times we've dipped below it, but we didn't get anywhere near the 800. So for me, I don't believe any red candle on Dixie is the beginning of the end until we can get below the 200 EMA first on the 4 hour time frame, and then retest that and start making our way for the 800 EMA. Any like other time, I think it's such a big mistake to try and pick the top on Dixie and say, oh, it's all over now, we're good. Any other time that you see an M formation, to me, ignore, because they are proving to just be pullbacks to an EMA before we have further upside. So yeah, that's it for me. If I'm going to think that Dixie's run is over, I need to see it get below the 200 EMA and stay below the 200 EMA. So that's my opinion on that. And then that just adds to the fact that, well, not add to the fact, it adds to what I was saying earlier, that any run that we have on Bitcoin is a good opportunity to find a very good spot to short as a swing trade. So take advantage of the upside as day trades and, 3-day swing trades. Absolutely, I do as well. But I'm always in a long position looking for the best area to short. So hopefully that makes sense. Was there anything else I had to show you today? Oh, let's have a quick look at the news. So we survived yesterday. This one here, President Lagarde speaking. We survived that, no worries. Tonight we've got Fed Chair Powell speaks. What exactly is he speaking at? Panel discussion about digital currencies at an event hosted by the Bank of France. Well, we want to be keeping an eye on this one for shiz. So 9:30 p.m. Melbourne time tonight. Do I have the date right? Yes, I have to double check because I've messed that up before. So yeah, let's keep an eye on this one. Maybe the reason we're running up is a buy the rumor, sell the news of tonight. So keep an eye on that one. Maybe in TTC community we will go live if the rest of the team are free and you guys want to. So be sure to jump in. By the way, if you're not already a part of our community, we teach this entire method in detail inside of TTC. The website details are in the description of this video below, so be sure to come and join us. And what else have we got going on this week? So actually this other one here is one that normally isn't a huge deal, but it may be this week because this is an annualized number of new single-family homes that were sold during the previous month. I saw a report early this morning, which I'll have to find, talking about how dire real estate is in the US right now. And yeah, it's just not looking good. So keep an eye on that one as well. And then what else? We've got a few other things later in the week, which we'll talk about later in the week. So these are probably the two major ones for now. Okay, that is not all I've got. Let's have a quick look at Ethereum on the lower time frame. So we know Ethereum on the 4-hour time frame is at critical level that it has to break. Ethereum on a lower time frame is also W formation, rise 1, retrace, rise 2, board meeting, rise 3. So watch out for that. It could we got to watch out in Asia, see if we hold this as the high of the day. And then if we start to come down from there, just remember though that because of what is going on a higher time frame with Ethereum, if we start to head down, it could just be a higher time frame retracement before further upside. So you have to judge the candles at the time to decide whether you think it's a retracement or the move is over. But yeah, so far so good. Let's look at the 1 hour because we already looked at the 4 hour. And by the way, guys, if you're looking for an exchange to trade on, my preferred exchange is OKX. There is also a link in the description down below for that one. With OKX, if you use the link in the description down below, you get 15% discount off trading fees, which is one of the highest discounts out there. And those fees definitely add up. So be sure to grab it from there. We're about to launch some pretty exciting things with OKX soon as well. So you'll want to be you want to have used that link in order to get access to those things. So just putting that out there. So yeah, here we go with Ethereum on the 1 hour time frame. We can see here that this is the level. This is a 1 hour W in my opinion. From here, we can see a very clear higher low. This is looking great. And yeah, it's really just got to make or break that W now, because the W is not confirmed until it breaks out and comes back to retest. So critical zone here. Keep your eye around 1340 to 1350 for Ethereum on lower time frames, looking for rejection or looking for a breakthrough for a continuation to the upside. That is all I have for you. If you enjoyed this, please smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn the bell notification to all so that you can be notified every time I upload a new video. And I will be back tomorrow, and I will see you guys then.